friend was like, you really need to report your gynecologist. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Also, she's like an immigrant, so I was like, I'm not gonna report another immigrant. And my friend was like, no, you have like, you should, you have like, you know, you have a responsibility to like report. And I go, well, what would I have to do to report? And she goes, you just have to call this number. And I go, a phone call? I would rather a finger in the arse. My dad is like, he's like super woke for an Irishman, okay? I don't really know if I really fully understand the definition of woke. I just mean like he likes people and doesn't give a shit what your ethnicity is or your sexual orientation. And for our generation, that can be kind of rocky, especially if you're white and you bring home friends who are not white Irish. You don't know what the fuck your parents could say. But I've never felt like that with my father. I'll tell you this, he got awarded the Nigerian Ally of the Year last year. He basically was just going in for tea with the girls and they were like, he's a fucking ally. But he's great. So I bring home to my friends from that I've made in New York. I'm very close with them. I bring them home. Now they're Muslim, but my dad was killing it. He was talking about loads of stuff. He's been to countries that are Muslim, so he knew a lot of stuff. And they were like, oh, this is so great. They're chatting away. But then at the end of the night, he forgot something. So he serves them Jameson, a really expensive bottle of Jameson, because that's how we show our love. And he's like, oh, girls, I've got this lovely bottle of Jameson. But then we saw him remember it in real time that they're not meant to drink alcohol, that it's against their religion. So he goes, oh, girls, I've got this lovely bottle of oh, fuck, what have I done? Oh! Girls, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll make you a cup of tea. I'll make you a ham sandwich with lovely ham in the fridge. And then the girls were like, calm down, Seamus, we're Muslim the way you're Catholic. And then he was like, then we're getting fucking drunk. But then they were like, but pork is disgusting. But my little brother's name is Porrick, so my dad was like, what did my son do? But then we went and got good and drunk, and this is going to come back to, well, it's a strange story, but just know that I'm okay with it. But we were really, really drunk, and my dad's really young. He actually had me when he was younger. Oh, this is another reason why you don't let them come inside you. We're like best friends now, but you know, it was like pre-abortion, right? So he had to keep me. It's okay, but I turned out well, so. One day he goes, I'm just so glad you didn't do drugs. Everybody in our town did drugs and I didn't, so keep your baby. Or report it, I don't care. Someone came up to me afterwards, because actually the story is my mom, she's like crazy, like super crazy. There's a reason why I'm up here. But I don't talk to her, but she's nuts. But she lied about being on the pill, so don't even trust us. If we're like come inside, men should be like, God, no! But she tried to trap a man, and she just trapped a poor man, so she was like really annoyed with that. But someone came up to me afterwards and was like, I was telling the joke about abortion, and they were like, I'm pro-abortion in Ireland because it was horrific what happened to women. So many women died, it was awful. And it was so nice for us to kind of step away from a church-state sort of place. But so this woman comes up and goes, yeah, well, if your mother had the option to get an abortion, you wouldn't exist. And I was like, nah, if she had the option, she wouldn't have fucking taken it, okay? Also, I'd be in the cosmos. What the fuck are you talking about? I'd be fine, I'd be chilling up there, being like, ooh. Everybody do what they want, and none of us should be involved in each other's business. That's what I say. Thanks. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so we're drunk, and my dad goes, oh, isn't it crazy that men used to have to get a finger in their arse to check the prostate? None of you with a gun to your head would have thought that this is what I was about to say. Yeah, no one can predict my stories. I know, it's nuts. You can see where I get it from my dad. But so then he goes, but you can just do a blood test. And my friend works in healthcare, so it's not super crazy that he was talking about that. She's a dietitian, nutrition, but she would talk about some of the things. And anyway, then I said, why do they still put a finger up a woman's arse? And then, do you ever have a room that's so drunk become collectively sober? And I say stupid shit, so I thought, because they were all kind of looking at me, and I thought, oh, they think that I think I have a prostate, so out loud I went, I know I don't have a prostate. My friend was like, are you having a breakdown? And I was like, no, it's just my gynecologist has been doing that to me for 8 years in America, and my two girlfriends are visibly upset. They were like, oh my God, you've been assaulted. And then me and my dad looked at each other, and it's the hardest we've ever laughed. Nothing funny in Ireland than a bit of trauma. Also, because it's the one time you can blame the victim. Never blame the victim in any other situation, but I'm saying in this situation with me, you can blame me, because in 8 years I never went, why are you putting a finger up my arse? I was just like, I don't know, does it look good? Okay, great. And then my friend was like, you can't go back to her, you need to go to my gynecologist. And I was like, fine. So I went to her gynecologist a month later. That woman didn't even look at my arsehole. She got the weirdest Yelp review that day. I was like, 5 stars, she won't finger yours. But then my friend was like, you really need to report you're a gynecologist. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Also, she's like an immigrant, so I was like, I'm not gonna report another immigrant. And my friend was like, no, you have like, you should, you have like, you know, you have a responsibility to like report. And I go, well, what would I have to do to report? And she goes, you just have to call this number. And I go, a phone call? I would rather a finger in the arse. No, thank you. Well, that was what you looked very uncomfortable for all of that. Is this your partner? No.
We're just friends.
Just friends. Are you both straight?
Yes.
Oh, you're not. Whoa, okay. Oh, she forgot. She dropped your. She was like, okay. Oh, so. They would be such a cute couple. He has the church going vibes, and he has the I'm in a metal band. You know, it's like you know, it's like a love from across the. Okay, stop talking, Katie. Fuck, 5 minutes. Okay, I did the avocado joke, and I have to end on another joke because I've got merch over there. I draw my own stickers. It's ridiculous. I'm a child. But you can buy avocado stickers, and I've got. So I'll just do this and then the last thing. And I have an Irish boyfriend now. He lives in Ireland. I had to go back to the land of no eye contact because I was so traumatized by the sex in America. Firstly, New York City men, they're too desensitized. Irish men, I'm sorry to say it, I hate that I have to say it, they're the best men to have sex with because they come from a shameful culture. So all you have to do is rub their leg and they're fucking good to go. As a woman, I don't need to know anything or do anything, they're just fucking happy that I'm there. Whereas New York City men, they can get sex clubs, fucking watching all this porn, like unlimited fantasy. So you're kissing them, you pull back, it goes to 0 to 60, they're like, punch me in the face. So I asked the American girls when I first moved here, I was like, I don't think I'm qualified for this type of sex. And they tried to reassure me about their sex, but what they described was a horror film to me, okay? With the slapping and the spitting and the choking. They're having sex like they're in the IRA. They're willing to die for their cause. I found out it would have been terrible in the IRA. The first time an American man choked me, I was like, the operatives are over there. For people who don't know the IRA are, so sometimes I'm doing this joke and some people just don't know who the IRA are. I absolutely love because they're like, why is she talking about a retirement scheme? So vanilla. But you can Google them later, they're a lot of fun, they're balaclavas. But so I'm with this Irish boyfriend and we've known each other since we were small, so we got back together and he told me he had feelings for me. He articulated that, which is so crazy. Irish men don't do that. They'll write you a fucking beautiful poem, okay? Poesy are writing the most beautiful shit in the world. They can't actually say it to your fucking face, okay? How they would say that they have feelings, they usually go, and you're like, oh my god, I had no idea this whole time. But he actually used words, and so my Irish girlfriend was like, I can't believe you got the one man in Ireland who could actually fucking use his words. And I was like, yeah, he told me he had feelings for me since he was 12, so it took him 21 years to articulate that. Also, how he said it was, I always felt like you were a missed opportunity. And I was like, we're gonna tell people you felt like I was the one that got away because you were making me sound like Bitcoin. I don't know if that's a good reference. But anyway, so when we did sleep together, he laughed at me because I've been in this country for 10 years, so I picked up some of your stuff. And I was like, why the fuck are you laughing at me? And he goes, it's just because you're so American. I go, how the fuck am I American? He goes, because you're making noises. I was like, I love that pleasure is an American concept. Also, I still had my underwear on and he still had his socks on. It was the most Irish sex I've had in a decade. I feel like Midwestern men are probably like Irish men. Do you guys keep your socks on? Take them off! It's always so funny because you're always like, I'm so straight. And then you're like, I need to keep my feet warm. I'm just a little man. And my boyfriend came over we do long distance, and so he came over to New York when it's time, so I was like, oh, we should have sex in the kitchen, because I was just trying to be like fun, and I know that's not kinky here, but it's kinky to us. But then he was like, where the food is. And I was like, yeah, okay, so that is a lie. Everything else I've told you is not a lie, and everything else I've lived, most comedians can write their shit, I'm just a fucking idiot who's lived all these crazy stories. But that I thought would be funny. I thought, oh, that'd be a great line for comedic effect. And then my boyfriend came to the show, saw me saying that, and he goes, I didn't fucking say that. And I go, I know, it's comedy, I thought it'd be funny. And he was like, I've had sex in loads of kitchens. I was like, okay, whore. But when we had sex in the kitchen, I have a cat camera, so I didn't remember. for anybody, I'm presuming men, cat cameras record with motion, so we by accidentally made porn. And we watched it back, and I'm going to say I don't like the noises. You're wrong. I need to go to mass. I was literally like, ooh, it sounds like I'm fucking haunting the kitchen. Horrible. But the video is so much fun because during it, my cat went and stood in front of the camera for the majority of the video. And he's a tuxedo cat, so he kind of looked like, I was like, did you pay to be here? Like a little bouncer, you know? I asked my boyfriend, could I talk about it on stage? And he was like, I don't know, let me think about it because he has a really important job back home. It sounds like one of your type of jobs, but like, it's like, you know, it's like 2 words in the, yeah, so. But Ireland's so small, and obviously if people, if it got out there, you know, they would know it was him. And he was like, you know, and this type of video would definitely go viral. And he was like, and I'd be fired. And I was like, yeah, but I'd be famous. But, and I'll leave you on this really quickly. I will say the sex positivity, because this is the merch of a joke on, so it's just a quick one. But the sex positivity is fun in a way. I know I shit on it in a way, but it is fun. When you come from a country where they didn't teach you fucking anything, I've learned so much stuff in New York. I remember telling the girls that they were talking about masturbation, and I was like, oh, I've never done that. And they were like, fucking do it now! They even bought me a vibrator. What a lovely gift to get a Catholic girl full of shame. I hid it under my bed. I was terrified of the thing. I didn't use it till the pandemic, the drought of 2020. Because even Jesus was like, fucking do it, girl. And I didn't know how to use it. It was like a fucking avocado experience. And he kept turning off right before it orgasm. I was convinced I was being haunted by a Catholic ghost. Maybe wash the thing in holy water. I have to go because I'm a minute over time and they have another show, but thank you so much. I'll be in the back if you want to pay for merch. It's suggested, whatever, but pay for what you want, you know, whatever money you have. Okay, love you, bye!